Hello, my name is Ren Schillinger, and my mini lecture is on black-footed ferrets and conservation efforts surrounding them. Black-footed ferrets, and some basic information, is that they are roughly mink-sized carnivores, and they belong to the musculid family, which includes animals such as weasels, badgers, minks, otters, and martens. The earliest evidence of black-footed ferrets dates from nearly 100,000 years ago, and the first described specimen records are from 1951. Black-footed ferrets are most characteristically described by the black tip of its tail, black feet, and a distinctive mask across their eyes, which differentiates them from other ferrets. Their main food source consists of prairie dogs, and roughly 40% of their food source is from small rabbits and mice. The black-footed ferrets and previous concurrent population concerns, their populations were estimated to be between 500,000 and 1 million in the late 1800s. This shrunk dramatically in the 1950s, where they were thought to be extinct. This was proven wrong when they found a new population in the 1964. This was then died by the 1979, when the last ferret in this population had died, and then so they thought they were extinct from that, and then that was proven wrong again when there was another population found in 1981 in Wyoming. This population was wiped from the wild, but they still had captive breeding efforts going on, so they were able to release those and continue those breeding efforts, and because of that, there is roughly 370 black-footed ferrets in the wild today. New conservation efforts and how they have impacted populations. The black-footed ferrets have been added to the endangered animal list, which allows them to have some certain protections, and there are many active breeding and conservation efforts that date back from the 1990s. And then the World Wildlife Foundation and related organizations are helping to establish wild populations by releasing captive bred ferrets into nature and prairie dog populations. And they are also helping protect these ferrets against diseases, specifically the sylvatic plague, by vaccinating wild and captive bred ferrets. One of the most exciting and recent conservation efforts is when a cloned sample born 3 years ago from a sample in the 1980s had given birth to 2 healthy kits in early November. This population adds for a lot of genetic diversity to be able to be introduced into the ferret population, which has been a long-standing concern of inbreeding and such like that due to the small population numbers. This also is a huge step in general conservation efforts because it shows that they are able to do this for other critically endangered species such as these black-footed ferrets. And then here are my citation lists. I had most of them from the World Wildlife Foundation and then the Fish and Wildlife Services. Thank you. Goodbye.